Hello and welcome. My name is Paul. I'm with PKH Lineworks. Today I'm going to be demonstrating our new app extension that works within Revit. It's called MLTE. It's the multi-line text editor. The main purpose of this app is to overcome single-line editing of parameters from within the properties palette. That's this thing over here. You may have noticed you only get a single line to edit even the longest strings. This has been a bit of a bane of mine, so I created this app to overcome this. This app works within the project editor and the family editor. You can add your parameters in both those environments. It also works within all flavors of Revit, mechanical, structural, and architectural. As well, it works within Revit 2013 and 2014. So here we are within the project editor of Revit Architecture. I'm just using this one. Like I said, it works within all the flavors of Revit. Here are presented some of the different types of items that you can use multi-line to edit parameters of, and it's, well, basically everything within Revit. Here you'll see system families as well as components. It works on just about anything that has parameters within Revit. So let's just select one item on this desk here, and we'll start the app and see what happens. So here's the interface. The upper panel here you'll see is where all our parameters are listed. They are grouped together the same way they are within the properties palette. The first column here will show you what the type is. It's whether it's an instance or type parameter. You can edit both from within the project editing environment. The next column is the parameter name, and of course the third column is the value of that parameter if it has one. The lower panel is where the editing happens. This is a very long comment and difficult to edit within the properties palette. You'll see it's got automatic word wrapping. It also has spell checking. You'll see red underline there. If I right click on the incorrect word, it'll suggest alternates to me. Also, you'll find in the right click menu cut, copy, paste. These are built into the editing here. So we can just correct that. Across the bottom, here's the buttons to save. This will save the parameter value back to the parameter. This will appear as a separate line item in your undo list, so you can undo each parameter separately as opposed to all the parameters you've edited. Down here is also a reset button. If you begin to edit something and realize it's not what I wanted to do, I can hit reset and it jumps back to what it was before you started editing. Also down here is a checkbox for forcing uppercase letters only. This is regardless of what your cap locks key is set to. So if you do want to do some lowercase, you need to uncheck this first. It defaults to on in all cases so that you don't have to remember to pound on your caps lock key all the time. Now we'll jump into the family editor so you can see what MLTE can do for you there. Just double click on this desk and open up the family for editing and start our app. So you see it looks very much the same. The upper panel is the same as it was in the project editor, except we have an additional column here for formulas. So if the parameter has a formula, it will be listed here. The lower panel has two editing modes, one for formulas and one for editing the values of the parameter. Let's just check out what the formula editing gives us. You can see here under the cost parameter I have a nested if statement, and you can see nested if statements can be hard to read in a single line environment. So I've created a specialized formula editing editor, if you will, below here. If I select that, you'll notice a couple things. First, it's not single line, it's a multi-line But how to use this done, since Revit only allows for saving of single line formulas, well, I've incorporated a formula, an automatic formatting routine, if you will, that basically looks for if statements. If it finds ones, it splits it up into its if condition, if true, and if false segments, and provides some automatic indenting to align these, so that if you have a nested if statement, those the if true and if false are aligned with that if statement. Also, you'll notice the wording is colored here. This is syntax highlighting. It's an interface commonly used with programmers to differentiate different types of information you're seeing. For example, you'll see the if word is in blue. This also goes true for the and, or not statements that the Revit formulas allow you to use. In red are parameter names. These are the parameters up here in the top pane. So as you're typing it, if it shows up in red, you know you've spelt it correctly and you won't have an error. Operands, like greater than, are shown in blue. Numbers are shown in orange. And strings are shown in light gray. There are other ones there. You can check out the help document that comes with the app. Down here we have the same button and the reset button that does the same thing. If you've made a mistake in editing a formula or value, you can reset these. But in between here we have a drop down box that lets us switch between formula editing and value editing. So if I switch here, you'll see suddenly the value of this parameter pops up. I'm going to include in addition any other ones, so you can reset these things. This is the exact same as the project editing environment. And once you save back, each parameter edited will show up as a separate line item in your undo list. I hope you've enjoyed this presentation. If you want more information on any of the apps we have available for Revit, you can check us out at www.pkhlineworks.ca, where you'll find out a lot more information about us. Thanks for joining us.